Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mookie Lord here, and today we're going to talk about Dustborn. Yes, I'm returning back to this topic because a lot of you guys want to hear my thoughts and opinions on it now that the game has been released. And guess what? The game is a failure. Now, the thing is, I didn't know that the game was actually government funded. This was a government funded game, and we're going to get into the details of that too, because this is very, very important. Because what does this mean for games like Dustborn, and how does the industry look at the games just like Dustborn that had became a complete failure? So, before we dive into the video, make sure to subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. Now, I will say this year we have been seeing the games that's been quote unquote for the modern audience get obliterated. I mean, massively obliterated. We had games like Concord, which we talked about in the previous video, and of course, Flint Rock, Zal, and soon to be Unknown 9. But right now we're going to talk about Dustborn, is for the simple fact is that this game is a real testament of what the gaming industry is going to look like within the next few years or the next decade or so, is because they've definitely been pushing for this whole DEI and the use of ESG in order to put these things into their games and the initiatives and policies of their companies. And this was a perfect example that you're building a foundation based on DEI itself. This game is literally Tumblr the game. This is the SJW Avengers. You know, when the game was first announced, I couldn't believe that this was real. When my brothers Keo Lancer and DX Strike introduced me to this game, I said this game has to be a joke. This game, and I said it numerous times, that this game is dead on arrival. There's no way in the world that this game is going to find any traction or success. And it was also proven when I posted that during even the reveal of this game, that there was really no one that was excited for it. No one clapped. Matter of fact, people were on their phone just texting and just chatting with one another as this game trailer had played. This game was just a failure to begin with, and I really enjoyed making videos about it because a lot of you guys didn't even know that it exists. And the fact is that now, after getting all the details and everything, it proves that there's money in this business as far as pretty much these companies such as these consulting firms and everything. And the reason why these ESG and DEI and all these initiatives and policies are pretty much a thing is because there's money in it. Anita Sarkeesian, as I said before, had essentially made this, had found, I guess you would say, a weak spot within the gaming industry. She exploited a certain part of the gaming industry, and she exploited in a market that there's potentially money to be made within this. This is why now it opened the floodgates for a lot of these journalists, activists to pretty much infiltrate the gaming industry. And now you're starting to see a lot of these consultant firms popping up left and right, all because of Anita Sarkeesian, because there was a need or there was a market for it. And now look what happened to the gaming industry today. So now that we see all this, what does it tell you about the modern audience? What does it tell you? Looking at how the game had ended up becoming a flop, a complete failure. People are hardly even playing the game. It doesn't even have an audience at all. But what does it tell you about the modern audience? Modern audience doesn't exist. It's fake. It's mythical. It doesn't exist at all. And these gaming companies has been chasing after the audience that doesn't exist. And what little that we have of the modern audience, most of these people don't even support the games that they're crying about. They cry for diversity and inclusion. They want to be represented. You know, they want all these different type of things in these games, but they don't go out and buy it. They're not the audience. They're not the market. They're not the demographic. They just love the fact is that they have some type of power just by opening their mouth and making these companies and making a lot of these, I guess you would say, industries fold and fall on their knees to them, and then they just move on to the next victim, the next target. And that's what we see here. And my God, a lot of gamers who decided to put themselves through the torture and actually play the game, just like Savvy over here, she went through and played it, and my God, her response is really funny.
I don't have an assigned gender.
Good for you.
Wait, so how do we make s'mores?
You put a marshmallow on a stick.
This game is a complete joke. Who is this game for? Who is it meant for? Look at this. Look at some of the things that was shown in this game.
Fella you're with, the black kid? Dresses like a writer? Does he know anything?
You are racist.
So, now, what am I talking about when it comes to government funded? How is this game government funded? Well, apparently, a creative European program of the European Union had pretty much invested money. Now, at first, it was said that it was around $168,000, but we're now finding out that it was actually around the millions of dollars that they had put money into such project as Dustborn. And this was a theory that many people was hoping to be tested, and we finally got that. We finally had a full-fledged game that focuses on all the tropes, all of the memes that this community, especially when it comes to the woke community, have always been preaching and try to force upon us. Now it's all put together into one game, and now look what we have: a complete failure. It shows that it doesn't work. The question that I have when it comes to this: what does this mean for the gaming industry? We already talked about the success of Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong was really, really successful. You need to go check out that video. And I asked that specific question: will the gaming industry look at the success of Black Myth Wukong and adopt those trends, or adopt what methods they use in order for them to reap the benefits and get the maximize their profits when it comes to their games and their projects? So what does this mean when it comes to Dustborn? What can we expect from Dustborn now that a game that was highly funded and had the support of the government, the European government, or the European Union, put money into it? What does this mean if the game now failed? It has no audience, and it was supposed to appease to the modern audience that they claimed is supposed to exist. This is the audience that they said that needs to be represented. And now no one showed up. They didn't support the games that they claim to be advocating for. So, will this be a wake-up call for a lot of developers, a lot of these executives, now that you have so many examples before them? Like I said, Flint Rock, Zao, and then of course Unknown 9. That is another game that's, to me, in my personal opinion, is going to die on arrival. It's going to die the moment it launched. If you want to hear my opinions on that as well, definitely go check out that video. But these games this year, 2024, has been releasing duds at the duds. These games that's supposed to appease the modern audience have not worked out. So will the gaming industry listen? Will these developers listen? Will these executives see this and say, hey, this is not working? Look at Black Myth Wukong. Look at how much money it made. We need to be making that money, not what's going on over here. We tried everything that you requested. We listened, and it's not working. So will they listen? So I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. Like, do you think that there's a chance that we won't start seeing a shift within the next decade or so when it comes to gaming and how they approach, politics, when it comes to DEI, when it comes to a lot of these woke policies that they're putting in their games, and not just their games, but also in their company as well? Will we start to see a shift, or if they're going to just ignore all this and still push this, knowing that no one wants this and there's no money to be made? In my personal opinion, I think it's money laundering going on with all this, but I digress. So definitely hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Dustborn and its failure? And what do you think about the overall experience if you have played it? What is your thoughts on it? Definitely like to hear your thoughts. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe button for more gaming content here on this channel. This is Moving Lord. Sign off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.